We each put together our USMNT best 11s for these next 2 matches. Who you got?
I think when you see mine, I think you're going to realize I got the best one.
I think mine's going to blow yours out of the water, but you go first.
All right, so here's my best 11 based on the players in this roster. I'm going to go, obviously, for a goalkeeper. It's not even a question. Freese, baby, you're in there. Serginho Dest is back. I'm excited to see what he could look like. I honestly believe that Mauricio Pochettino is going to go with a back 3. I do believe that. I believe it's probably going to be...
You have it set up as
I have a 4-3-3. Mainly because this is typically the way we do our lineups. But I do believe he's going to go with the back 3. But I'll go with... if it were a 4-3-3, I'm going to go with Dest, Tim Ream, Auston Trusty as the left side center back.
Trusty didn't get called up, though.
Yes, he did.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, apologies.
Auston Trusty, obviously starting with Celtic, getting great minutes and looking amazing. And again, he's left-footed, so put him in there. And Max Arvston. And I believe Arvston will run up, and these guys will slide over, and probably Tessman will slide back a little bit.
Okay.
So in the midfield, you got Tanner Tessman, Gio Reyna, and Berhalter. Right? I think Gio Reyna moves forward. Tessman and Berhalter kind of sit back a little bit more. Tessman probably sliding back is almost like a third false center back, if you will.
Okay.
You know, standing a little bit above, but closer to the back line. And then you have your front 3. I've got Balogun on the left, Pepe in the middle, and Brendan Aronson on the right-hand side.
Okay. This, I mean, that lineup worries me a little bit.
Give me
well,
one.
I think Pepe and Balogun on the field at the same time is... I don't think you'll get the best out of both of them. They both sort of need the ball.
I couldn't agree more, but I think it's worth trying. If
maybe.
Aronson slides into the midfield and both of them are willing to do a 2-striker lineup,
yes,
because Balogun's ability to cut in from the left and Pepe's ability to sort of patrol the box, to me, I think there's a way that they can work together. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it be good.
I interpreted this as best 11, not let's try something out 11 . Okay,
Buddy, I'm in my Mauricio Pochettino season, bro.
The experimental 11.
I'm experimenting. I'm bringing food and hot wax into the mix.
I don't think and I say this respectfully, I don't think Balogun or Pepe are good enough like passers to be on the wing like that. So that's why I wouldn't want to have Balogun on the left there. But I understand. I think he's pacey enough to do it, but not necessarily like a 1v1.
I think you have to remove the idea of him being a winger, and this is just a way to get him on the pitch and sort of be top of the box, closer to the left-hand side.
Okay.
Have space, if you will.
All right, let's look at my lineup. I have 3 at the back. So you can see here. So obviously Freeze also in goal. Tim Ream as the left center back, Miles Robinson center back, and Mark McKenzie as the right center back. I say this, I think in this Pochettino era, we've looked better with 3 at the back, and especially in the game against Japan. So I'm still stuck there. I think this should be the lineup going forward, because I think that's where we see the best from the national team. Left wing back, Max Arvston, 2 defensive mids, essentially, Aiden Morris, Chrstian Roldan, and then Serginho Dest as the right wing back, Reyna as an attacking mid, and then 2 up top, which would be Balogun and Luna would definitely be much more central, instead of like similar to the way Suarez and Messi are listed in lineups at like 2 at the top, but Messi's really never up top. So I think the only concern I have here, or the only thing I think Pochettino might do, because I don't think Serginho Dest is like ready yet, and that's kind of been a bit. You can come in. Is it Lawrence? Hey, Cam, what's up, brother?
What's going on, dude?
Have a seat. We're just wrapping up here in a second. All right. You can go to my ISO. All right. In 3, 2. My only concern is that Serginho Dest, I don't think he's like 100% ready. He hasn't really looked super sharp at the club level. He hasn't looked super sharp at the national team level. He's still obviously recovering. He missed a year, so I think he's still getting that kind of rust off. So I think there's a strong possibility that Alex Freeman might be in that position. But that's
what I was thinking was missing from your lineup. If you're going to go with the back 3, Alex Freeman,
because
until Serginho Dest is 100%, seems like he should be in there.
Sure, but the one thing Serginho can offer is he's much better going forward than Alex Freeman. But
what about Alex Freeman replacing one of your 2 kind of sketchy center backs.
Sketchy. Interesting.
Yeah. We've not seen the best out of Mark McKenzie and Miles Robinson in the moments they've had. I love Mark McKenzie.
Yeah.
I'm a big Mark McKenzie guy. Miles, I'm not exactly sold on at this level just yet. The last time we saw him, the last time we saw him wasn't great. So I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, does Alex Freeman get a run as the right-sided center back in a back three?
I wouldn't mind it, but I think Mark McKenzie is a center back and better at it. So
I'm talking get rid of Miles, move Mark central on the right.
Interesting.
Alex Freeman.
Maybe. I think this is where I would experiment with seeing what Sergiño Dest has.
So you heard it here, folks. Christian experiments out the bag.
Okay, all right, not just college, folks.
Damn.
All right. So
how long did you work for Diddy again?
5 incredible years. All right, and that's what I told the judge.
Exactly. So, go ahead, look through my emails.
Okay, they're less incriminating than the Epstein ones. Yeah.
Was Chrstian the dog that didn't bark?
So that's where I would, my concerns with Sergiño Dest are defensive. I think would still be great going forward. But yeah, this is these two matches. I'm curious because the lineup is so like sort of all over the place. I'm curious what to like expect from this. After these matches, what do you want to see after these two games? Because I'm a little bit like, if we get smoked and lose 3-4-0, it's Uruguay and
Paraguay, right?
Paraguay, all the guys.
Let's get a couple guys out there, bro.
So if we get absolutely smoked by both of these, I'm gonna be even more concerned than I am now, given just that Weston McKennie's not there.
I don't know why your brain synapses don't connect friendlies. It just doesn't make sense to me that you honestly care about what the final result is. I care about how we look, and it's in those moments. I wish I knew what it is that Mauricio Pochettino was specifically looking at. I have a feeling if you do see a 3 at the back, it's going to be, how does the midfield look? Can they get out of their defensive shape and be more attacking, which is what you hope happens. That's why I always hated when people say 3-5-2 is defensive. It's like, no, it's not. If you're willing to stretch the field.
Well, yeah, if you have the ball.
Yeah. If you're willing to go forward, you have more midfielders than they do. That's the point. You can overload, right? So can you do that with 2 wingbacks, right? Auston, we've seen him do that. Dest, we've seen him do that if he plays. But if it's Alex Freeman, I don't necessarily trust him going forward all that much, which is why I'd rather stash him on the back line if it is a front 3. So if you're asking me what is it that I'm looking for me specifically is, do these players trust each other? Can they react if they get down a goal or 2? How do they react? How is it that they decide to maybe make a couple changes? Does a player, a coach on the pitch reveal themselves? You know what I mean? Is there a natural leader in this group? Those kinds of things are, for me, important. More important for me is, let's talk about a player spotlight, right? What's a player that if you could right now, you would put him on the roster for the 2026 World Cup? Maybe someone who's not automatic.
Yeah, I mean,
don't say Pulisic.
I think we'll see what the next few months look like, but I'm hopeful and mainly because of the club that he plays at. But Johnny Cardoso is my pick. To me, it's like he is going to be. He's at such a tremendously like huge club that plays in really, really huge games against really competitive in a competitive league, in Champions League,
with the longest tenured coach in the world.
And you would think he's gonna could be the next Rodrigo de Paul or whatever. Like, you could think that that's his role, and then that could be a thing that could easily translate into the national team. But given the last time we saw him at the national team, made a terrible mistake to give up a goal. Mm-hmm. So he is my player spotlight of he clearly on the fringe.
You're on rickety ground with this one though. You're a little worried.
I'm a little worried, but it's just like on paper, it's like, hey, you're at Atletico Madrid, you're a midfielder at Atletico Madrid. Yeah, you're a national team guy. And for it that not to carry over would be so strange to me. So I'm hopeful that he could figure something out at his club and get a lot of minutes. I don't think he's played Champions League yet, if I'm not mistaken, this season. So that's my pick.
All right, mine is going to be Auston Trusty.
Okay.
Similar reason, right? He's at a big club, Celtic. If you're one of the top two in the Scottish Premiership, then you gotta be a great player. We had questions about what his level was when he first left MLS to go to Arsenal. That didn't necessarily work out, but he went to Birmingham City in Championship. He became the player of the fans player of the year in that time. He proved himself to be qualified to be at Championship level, and Championship level is at basically the top flight for a lot of other leagues, if not better than that. Now he's in Scotland, and he's proving week in and week out that he's a great center back, that he could play on the left side. He's got a great left foot, and I think he adds a little bit of versatility. He's got speed. He's got the ability to sort of come back and track back is the word I was looking for. Is when you got a guy like Tim Ream out there with, the 2 tennis balls on a walker. You know what I mean? You need it.
He was just on the show.
You need it. And he knows how I feel. I love the guy, but buddy, get a hammock. You know what I mean? Read a book, sun tea. You're living in North Carolina now. Make sun tea. You ain't got to be out here on a pitch like this. When it comes to having a guy like Tim Ream, whether we like it or not, and if he is the starter, it looks like he will be. Maybe he's still got the juice. He's obviously a spacing is genius, but he does not have the ability to track back. His legs were never there at that level.
I don't think it's as bad as you're making it seem, but I understand.
I'm not saying he's, R9 now, but I'm saying he doesn't have the speed and pace, and he's going to be the liability that other teams are going to try to attack. So if you put Auston Trusty and maybe an Alex Freeman, someone of that ilk next to him, you make it a little bit less susceptible to those counters. So for me, Auston Trusty is one of those guys where I'm like, you're too versatile to not have in the roster. Maybe you're not the starter, fine. But you're not what you need to be one of those guys that maybe we're like, hey, we're being attacked on the left-hand side. Bring this guy in and he could settle that. So for me, Auston Trusty is that guy.
I don't necessarily think you put Auston Trusty on the left side and you're being like, that's it. It's a lock. Nobody's getting by him. I don't have that kind of faith either.
But if it's people running past Tim Ream,
right,
and you have a back three, who you put on the left?
The national team, it's pretty rare that Tim Ream is in a situation where he is literally like tracking back because he's the last one.
We watched it in MLS.
With Charlotte, yeah, that's a completely
watched it in MLS.
All right, you're screaming about it like
you
it's
don't
the
think
same
the
team.
national team's going to be a little bit more poignant?
No, because the Pochettino never really has his center backs that, especially him. He doesn't have Ream up that high where he's like people are getting in behind. It's pretty rare. I'm trying to even think of moments where players get in behind long balls or anything or through balls that get where the center backs are in a position where they really cannot get there. It maybe happens once a game at most, but it's just not common. So I credit Ream because with the national team, I think there is the system I think works better for him than it does with Charlotte FC. He is his role is very clear, and I mentioned this before. I feel like he plays like Virgil van Dijk, where he's like rarely ever slide tackling. He's rarely ever in really, really bad positions.
Yeah, his spacing is incredible.
So that's why I have a little bit of
positioning. I should probably say
that's why I have some faith that even at the World Cup, I think it'd be fine. But I understand. I respect the player that you have.
Get this man an ice bath,
spotlit.
Put them knees on ice, Papa. We need you.
So those are just a few of the players that we want to spotlight because I think they have a lot to contribute to the U.S. men's national team. Also, the live show, we're doing a live episode reacting to the USMNT against Uruguay. We're going to be joined by Matt Doyle. That is on the 18th. Click right here if you want to hit the bell, subscribe. But the 18th after the game, come right here.